Deirdre Fitzpatrick.
And I'm Teo Torres. Been a pretty dry November into December, and that's about to change this afternoon.
Changes this afternoon, so we're just kind of waiting for it to finally happen. Let's go over to KCRA 3 meteorologist Tamara Berg.
Yeah, and it's a waiting game for today. The morning is actually going to be dry, so if you're just joining us top of the 6 o'clock hour and you're planning to get in the car, you're not going to be utilizing the windshield wipers, and if you need to get outside, maybe going for a run or a bike ride, or you commute on your bike, you're going to be just fine. Those conditions will be dry, but you can definitely see the rain ramping up here just off the coast of California, and that's the system that's going to move our direction later on this afternoon. Right now, waking up in Sacramento, that's a view of Rancho Cordova, a few high clouds skimming across our morning sky. It's cool enough to grab the layers as you step outside, 44 degrees, and then into the afternoon we'll start to notice that south wind picks up a little bit more. Temperatures trending in general a little cooler for today. We're looking at low 50s by 10 a.m. and still maybe even seeing a few breaks of sunshine at that point. Beyond that, those clouds will be thickening up, and here comes the rain chances at us just beyond noontime, lasting until the sun goes down tonight. Current temperature spread across the valley floor, we're looking at lower to mid 40s. But Modesto, wow, you've slid down to 39 top of the 6 o'clock hour. We're at 52 in Auburn, a few high clouds shuffling by, 55 in Placerville. And good morning, Lake Tahoe, waking up to 26 degrees. And you're waiting today for some snow showers to arrive later in the day. I'm also keeping tabs on some fog. It's been very isolated for the most part. Couple of patchy areas of fog around the Tracy Triangle, and then seeing some fog as you go across some of our local causeways, especially along Interstate 80. Davis right now, for example, quarter-mile or less visibility. And right now, if you're traveling through Fairfield near Travis Air Force Base, there are going to be some drop-offs in visibility as well. Our own Mike Tassell, he is at it, day 3 of tracking the fog for us. And Mike, what are you finding out there?
And again, very, very patchy and isolated. We're in Live Tracker 3. This year, look just to the, well, we're on the causeway, just about to exit the I-80 causeway into West Sacramento. It is relatively perfectly clear on the I-80 causeway. However, take a look, because we also visited the causeway north of the Sac International Airport on I-5. This a look from Woodland, and you can see a bit hazier scene, some lower lying fog, but it's hovering above the roadway, so visibility, even though you can see the formation of fog in the Woodland area of Yolo County, it's not really impacting your visibility on the roadway. If you come back out here again with a live look out the windshield of Live Tracker 3 headed eastbound on I-80 towards the split with 50 and I-80 over the top of town, you can see right now some clouds off in the distance, but no fog in this area to speak of. Just be advised, this all stems from early morning reports by Caltrans that there was some fog forming on the causeways. So something to be aware of as you're driving, but for the moment, no real issues visibility-wise on either of the causeways at this point in time. For more on the morning commute and other roadways, let's head it over to Brian Hickey.
All right, thanks, Mike. Looking good out there. Taking a look on Interstate 80 through Antelope Road. You can see here traffic still moderate in that area. No delays on 80 all the way into the downtown area. Here's a look at Highway 50 at Harbor Boulevard in West Sacramento, not far from where Mike is right now. And you can see it is clear with light traffic in that spot with no delays on from Folsom all the way down to the West Sacramento area and eventually onto the causeway. 5 and 99, no delays from Elk Grove. Incident free this morning with no problems there. Stockton's been pretty quiet in terms of incidents, so hopefully we'll keep that way for you. Don't want to jinx it. Westbound 4 looking good. 99, a 13-minute ride. And 205, 26 minutes across the top of the Tracy Triangle. If you're continuing on to Dublin, expect another 27 minutes from 205 to 680. And here in Sacramento, Highway 50, 10-minute ride out of Rancho Cordova. Interstate 80, 9 minutes. 5 and 99 still sitting at 11 minutes on that northbound commute.
All right, thank you. Well, right now, drivers don't have to worry about any snow in the Sierra, but they will. That could be changing pretty soon, as we've heard.
So let's go ahead and check in with KCRA 3 meteorologist Dirk Verdorn on what we're expecting.
Yeah, well, we have the rain that's going to be moving in, and of course, it's just a question of, well, where is it going to end up as snow in the Sierra? Is it going to be higher elevations or lower elevations? So let's take a look at that. Again, for today, as we go through the afternoon, as the rain starts moving into the Central Valley, we are going to have rain mostly in the mountains. So that's going to be during the afternoon hours. We're looking at snow levels starting out at around 7,300 feet. Big story in the Sierra at this point of the day is going to be the winds. Those southwest winds are going to be 20 to 30 gusting gusting up over 40 to 50 miles per hour. So some very strong winds in the Sierra, over the crest of the Sierra, and on the eastern slope. As we go into tonight, head into this evening, those snow levels are going to drop down below 6,000 feet. And then as we get closer to midnight, we'll see those snow levels closer to about 5,300 feet. We'll still have some winds, but the peak winds will be a little bit, again, earlier in the day. And so we'll still have winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, but the snow is going to be picking up. And so that's going to be a problem if you want to be getting over the mountain. You're probably going to be dealing with some chain controls at that point. As we head through Thursday, we'll continue to see that colder air spill into Northern California, and snow levels dropping down to about 4,400 feet with southwest winds between 15 to 25 miles per hour as that second wave of precipitation moves across California. So that's what we're expecting in the Sierra over the next couple of days. Now, back over to you.
All right, thank you. 6:06 now. New this morning, the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting that sent a teenager to the hospital. This happened just after 11 last night on Walurga Road at Kena Avenue in the North Highlands area. Sheriff's deputies say that a boy was shot in the leg, and at this point, there are no more details about what led up to that shooting.
Well, this morning, police in Modesto believe there is a connection between a shooting and 2 people found injured in a car that crashed into a building. A crash happened at the building on the area of 7th and 8th Streets last night. 2 people inside were taken to the hospital. It is not clear if they were injured in the crash or the shooting. However, police said they don't believe the shooting happened at the crash site, but again, they do believe they're connected. Details have not been released on where and when that shooting happened. Former employee of Modesto's Kendall Center for Children with Autism has been arrested on charges of committing a lewd act with a child. We spoke to the family of a 6-year-old boy who is moderately autistic and nonverbal. The family says they were informed that their son worked with the suspect, 35-year-old Sean Dalton Marquez. Now they want to know if their son was victimized too. The Kendall Center sent us a statement saying, in part, as soon as we were made aware of the incident, we took immediate action to ensure everyone's safety, including contacting law enforcement and terminating that employee.
And that the individual that was arrested for the incident had been alone, or they didn't say alone, they said one-on-one with my child on 4 separate occasions.
Modesto police continue to investigate and interview families. Marquez is in the Stanislaus County Jail. He's due in court next month.
Well, happening today, dozens of workers at Sutter Psychiatric Hospital in Sacramento say they're heading to the picket line. Workers are going to be at the facility that's just off of Folsom Boulevard near Highway 50 starting at 6 o'clock this morning. Organizers say they're demanding better wages and better conditions for their patients. Workers will also be voting on whether to authorize a strike. We are waiting to hear back from Sutter Health on whether or not services are going to be impacted. The deal that ended the actors' strike is now official. More than 75% of SAG-AFTRA members voted to approve the deal with studios. 21% voted against the deal, and they cited concerns about the language that's on artificial intelligence, along with the guidance on the use of AI. The deal does include a 7% wage increase. It takes effect immediately, and future increases will happen over the next 2 years. The strike, by the way, lasted 118 days before they finally did get that deal.
Now moving now to Commitment 2024 coverage, and the 4th Republican presidential debate takes place tonight, and we are now down to just 4 contestants.
Mike Cherry joining us now with what we expect out of that.
Yeah, it'll be a smaller group on stage tonight. Here are the 5 candidates right here. You have Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, and Vivek Ramaswamy, with former President Trump once again sitting this one out. Now, this is the last debate before the first votes are cast next month in Iowa. This debate tonight will be held at the University of Alabama. Haley's support has been surging and is closing in on DeSantis, but both candidates trail former President Trump by a large margin.
The question is, can she turn that momentum into something that's more consistent throughout the primaries as we head into Iowa and New Hampshire?
Now, after failing to qualify for the last 2 debates, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum did drop out of the race on Monday, while former President Trump, who is counter-programmed for previous debates, will hold a private fundraiser tonight in Florida. Deirdre?
So, Mike, President Biden did give a pretty stark assessment of why he's running for re-election last night as well.
Yeah, so President Biden did say during a campaign fundraiser yesterday that if Trump was not running, he said, "I'm not sure I'd be running." He later walked that back somewhat, saying he would have likely run regardless of his opponent, adding that he would not drop out if Trump did. Biden's often framed his re-election campaign in terms of Mr. Trump's threats to democracy, but this is the clearest that he's been on this particular topic. Back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you. Well, new this morning, as you get ready to mail your holiday cards and packages, the Postal Service is busy making sure they get to their destinations on time.
KCRA 3's Melanie Wingo joining us now live inside a postal facility in Stockton with a look at a machine that will get that done.
Yeah, this is the true test of the small delivery unit sorter, which is this big machine that you see here in the Stockton Post Office. This machine went in July, and this is the first holiday season when it is up and running and put to the test each day. We are taking a look at the work being done by Lena and Raymond. These two work side by side each day, and they're a married couple. They've been working together for 30 years, married for 30 years, and they work here doing the small delivery unit sorter machine. The packages, as you can see, going up on a conveyor belt, and then each one of these packages gets dropped into a big old blue bin that you see right here, and each bin represents a route here in Stockton. All of these packages have been sorted by this machine, and they're ready to go out in the routes throughout the community of Stockton. Now, if for some chance the barcode on the package does not read, well, then it goes all the way down to the very end. This package right here, this bin right here, is where the packages get sorted. If for some reason that barcode wasn't scanned, they're then rescanned and then put out into their routes. This machine itself making quick work of what used to take a longer time. Usually, if they're sorted by hand, they can drop about 300 packages per hour. The machine enables them to do 3,000 packages an hour. So a pretty critical piece of equipment at the busy holiday mailing time. Reporting live in Stockton, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.